Broadcasting live from a small island off the coast of Costa Rica, affectionately referred to as Site B. It is your number one guide to all the tabletop role-playing game nonsense that is the OGGM. It's 8:40 in the morning on this, the third day of January 2024. The 1 year anniversary today is the day, the 1 year anniversary of the first ripple in the puddle of the disaster that became the tsunami of the OGL January 2023 nonsense. Today is the first day that we had the very first link to what was going on. I believe Roll for Combat was the first to break it. We still, to this day, don't know where the original leak story came from. And still to this day, Kyle Brink is still employed by Wizards of the Coast. And in fact, people are now starting to say we should forgive him. We should forgive Kyle Brink. Sorry, no, you Kyle, you're never going to be forgiven. White people can't leave the hobby fast enough. No. All right, time to look at Kickstarters that are ending this week to see if any of these interest you. And we've got this thing, the $135 compass, the Wayfinder. I guess it's to celebrate an anniversary of, 10 years. Or, yeah, it was 10. When did Pathfinder come out? 15, 20 years? Who knows? So this is a compass. It is inspired by the Wayfinder, which is a magical thingy you can find in the world of Pathfinder. It is the symbol of the Pathfinder Society, which is a semi-secret organization that patrols the world of Pathfinder, protecting it and preventing evil. They're kind of like the Harpers from D&D, or sort of like a special forces, sort of a, semi-loosely knit group of adventurer NPCs who supposedly protect the world when the PCs aren't doing the job. The big question was, is this a functioning compass? And we finally found the answer that yes, it is. And you can also change out the stones to fit your whatever. So if you think your character has more of a yellow stone instead of a green stone for their thing. So yeah, And apparently, if you bring this compass to sponsored Paizo Pathfinder events at stores and conventions, there's a bonus you get. So there is an incentive to buy the compass and bring the compass. But just for comparison, spending $135 on a compass, let's just go to Amazon and see what a compass would cost us normally. All right, Amazon, C-O-M-P. You spell compass? P-A-S. Compass. All right, so you can get a cool hiking survival compass for $12. You can get, an old school, this is the compass they give you in school type thing for $9. So yeah, $9 for a compass from Amazon, or you could buy this for $135 and get the ability to get a free bonus if you actually ever go to a Pathfinder organized event at a convention. From Catalyst, we have the Periodic Table of Elements for 5th edition. This is $35 for the PDF and a POD discount coupon. And it is all the 118 elements of the periodic table converted to D&D mechanics and stuff and familiars, and just basically, hey, have you ever wanted a hydrogen elemental? Here it is. Have you ever wanted a kryptonite or aluminum elemental? Or here it is. So for $30, you can get the PDF and the POD of a table of contents, just periodic table of elements of all 118. Just so you know, there you can get the exact same table for free online, and that it wouldn't be that hard just to come up with your own creatures. Hey, I really need a Celium elemental, because, that's something that would happen. Mind you, several of these are radioactive. From Joseph Quinn, we have Land of Myths, A World Unknown for the OSR, OSE, D20 types things. This is a $20 for the PDF and the print verse. It is a continent surrounded by mist that causes those to forget to pass through it to forget. So, isn't there an anime that did this? It sounds really familiar. So basically, it's a continent that is surrounded by mist, and if you attempt to go through the mist, you forget, and I guess get lost in the mist and never come back, or you just forget who you are when you come back, or you show up at a different part of the world and you're like, I have no idea how I got here and I have no idea who I am. It really sounds familiar, and I'm not just saying it really sounds familiar because it's Ravenloft, but wasn't there an anime that, I don't know. Anyways. Leeline Press, Savage Union Kickstarter is finally coming to an end. This is also getting the Savage Union for Roll20 upgrade. $70 for the Roll20 stuff and the module and the books and the VTT. It's a post-apocalyptic landscape where driven by the hope that you can repair the world instead of the doom and gloom of most post-apocalyptic landscapes. And it's got this really cool Tales from the Loop style of art. We've got mechas, we've got people, we've got mutants, we've got music. It already comes with a VTT download. Remember, when installing VTT or any of these, check them for viruses. So if a post-apocalypse with robots and cool art that has more of a hopeful overtune is something that interests you, check out Salvage Union. From Cloak and Dragon Press, we've got Lair of the Silver Rings. This is a Dungeons and Dragons Osric old school D20 fantasy adventure. It is $15 is the most popular pledge, and that gives you the PDF and the print version. It's called The Lair of the Silver Rings. No, there is no silver rings on the cover. Instead, you've got a praying mantis and a spider fighting together. I'm not sure praying mantises and spiders would coexist. I would think that the praying mantis would try and eat the spider. So it's an adventure. It's a drag and drop adventure. It's very old school. This guy is planning to do 20 more adventures. It's about 50 pages. It doesn't really tell us anything about it other than apparently it's a dungeon with giant insects and silver rings are involved. But good luck, Cloak and Dagger, for doing your 20 more or your 19 more if this is the first one. Let's hope you meet your goal, sir, or ma'am, or whatever. I don't know. From Bad Alchemy, we have Brain Duster, a mind-altering RPG. This is $12, is the most popular for the print version and PDF. It is a tabletop role-playing adventure compatible with most world's rule sets, D20 fantasy rule sets. It's an OSR hex scroll triggered by false leads and the characters wandering through hallucination. Lots of illustrations, lots of art. Picture characters against the fears of their own selves. So they're wandering around, dealing with hallucinations, as well as the normal everyday things you would encounter in a hex crawl. And I guess they're trying to find their way someplace or find a cure for the hallucinations, or I don't know. I assume there's going to be random tables to generate the hallucinations. Sometimes, guys, I wish you'd give a little bit more information on your Kickstarters. You know, I mean, I don't really care who the artist is. I don't really care about the resume of the individuals involved. I think if we're going to talk about a Kickstarter, I want to know more about the actual product so I can sell it to you guys. I want to tell you, like, oh, wow, everything about this sounds really cool. You definitely need to back it. Or, wow, after having read the description, I would not, ever want you to invest in this game because it just sounds like a crap heap. But no, instead, I know that this has something to do with wandering around and hallucinations and this weird art style. Hey, look, something from Mork Borg. I love the fact that people are still trying to push this as a dark, grim, death metal role-playing game. Well, at this point, we all know it was pretty much just doomed from the start. But the art is kind of pretty. This comes to us from Dungeon Pop. It's called Paths of Power, D666. It's for Mork Borg. It's a source book. It's $15 is the most popular pledge for the PDF and a POD discount. It expands on the core Mork Borg with new powers, 20 new powers, and I guess rules for... Wait, okay. First it says 20 new powers, and then it says 200 powers. I guess it's 20 plus the existing powers in Mork Borg would be 200? Or 20 plus Mork Borg plus other supplements would equal 200? Again, a little bit more information. I read through Mork Borg twice. I don't remember 180 powers? It's $15 for more blood, guts, and weirdness for Mork Borg. I'm assuming there are tables that use the D666 and then explains to you how to make a D666 table. I'm hoping, because otherwise the gimmick doesn't work. From FOM. That's it, just FOM. We've got Fates of Mankind. I get it. Fates of Mankind is the name of the product, and Fates of Mankind is the name of your company. Okay. $15 gets you the PDF. It's an original system and setting using a D12. It's designed for 4 to 5 players. It supposes a mythological age on Earth where magic still existed around the 2nd century. So Roman Empire with magic. Roman Empire with magic. That's new and original. There's not like any other games that do that. Oh, wait, yes, there are. But those cost way more than $12. So $15 for a D12 system. It's always nice to see the D12 get a little love. And finally, from Hebridean Tales, Hebridin Tales, we have Beyond the Beast, monster cards for endless adventures. This is for D&D. It's $175 for the PDF and the print version of the 6-card decks and monster poster deck. So you would rip these out, I guess, they're proofreaded, they come in the little thing, and then you take out the ones you want to use, and then you store them in like a folder or something. Several decks of cards. Each deck showcases a monster on one side, lore and other stuff on the other sides. And then, I'm a big fan of the cards, as you've heard me say hundreds and hundreds of times. This seems a little bit pricey, but, whatever. Why I love the cards, because they make great props. They're easier to carry than the books. You could just pick up one of those Magic the Gathering card deck folders and just slide the cards in like you would Magic the Gathering cards, and you put them in the order that you think you're going to use them. And then when you have that encounter or use that spell or run into that treasure, you just pull the card out and go, bam, this is what you see. And then you don't tell them anything else about it. Or in regards to the cards for the treasure, you have given them a physical, tangible product that says what the item is and does, and then leaving them with the responsibility to keep their hands on the card. And then if you're a jackass, you could say, well, you lost the card, you lost the item. Same with the spells. You just take the cards with the spells that your character is going to memorize for that day. You put them in the order in the little Magic the Gathering folder or whatever you're using. And when you cast the spell, you just flip it over. So you've cast that spell for the day. I love the cards. I'm a huge fan of the cards. I still have tons of cards that I'm never going to use, but I have them on the off chance that if I ever run again and I need, simple ways to show stuff or give stuff, I can use them. So $175 is a little pricey, but still. All right, that's all the Kickstarters today that are coming to an end, but you still have a chance to support. None of these stand out to me. I mean, $135 for a coupon for a compass, and you get a little bonus if you actually go to an organized Pathfinder play. If I want a compass, I can get one for $9. Periodic table of elements and monsters and encounters based upon that for $30. A periodic table of elements is free. Land of Mist. This, I like the art. I don't know if I like the idea. I'd have to see more about it, but I like the art. And, a hopeful apocalypse. This is probably the best, just cheap $15, $10 adventures. The guy's promising he's going to make 20. So that's cool. Don't know enough about this. I think by now we can just accept the fact that Mork Borg was a joke. $15 for a campaign based upon ancient Rome, hopefully at least somewhat factually correct. And then this one, a little too pricey, but I love the idea. So that's all the Kickstarters that are coming to an end. If you want to back any of those, head on over to your favorite Kickstarter crowdfunding site of choice and give them support. You get some free stuff usually, and it's a way to help small press publishers who might not otherwise reach their goals. Speaking of Kickstarter, I will be interviewing again the people from Era on the 5th at 12 noon my time. It's Ed again, and we're talking about Ed's upcoming Kickstarter for his Old West, Weird West role-playing game, Era. So if you are a fan of the previous two interviews that I did with Ed, I'm doing a new one on the 5th at 12 noon my time. Talk to y'all later. Have a safe and happy day. Happy New Year. Appreciate each and every one of you for coming here.